Dear George Lucas.
Just wanted to let you know. I thought I'd point out this cool detail to you. What an Easter egg.
Even though Star Wars isn't yours technically anymore.
Well, it's still
just
George
wanted to
Lucas.
say, way to go, man.
Soup? Seriously?
Welcome
to Good Soup.
We both landed pretty hard on that.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Oh, I've been meaning to bring this up to you, but I didn't want to bring it up before the podcast because I wanted to have something to talk about on the podcast.
There we go.
Do you remember those shorts I had that were blue and had one white stripe on one leg and one red stripe on the other leg?
No.
Man. Well, I lost them.
Oh, okay.
That's the story.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm
That's a bummer.
super bummed.
Yeah.
I think I took them to Disney World when we went for the half marathon, and
that means they're gone.
I know. Well, I did actually submit a lost and found ticket to the resort because you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't seem to find it. So, I know. I did go back on Fila's website. That's where I got them from.
Well, so they were nice.
Yeah, they were nice.
No.
Mm-hmm. I know.
That is really tragic.
And they had a big, like a substantial waistband and a drawstring in the waistband. So they were adjustable and they had pockets. And I just really loved them.
How much are they? Well, do you want to share that? You don't have to.
I don't remember how much I originally spent on them. I think they're actually on sale now, but the only size they have is large, and I need extra large. Like, the ones I got were extra large, and those fit me, like, just right. So I just feel like if I were to buy the large ones and, like, see if they fit, they would just feel, like, too small.
Yeah.
And
that's a big bummer.
so I'm really sad about it.
That is really sad.
I know. There are certain types of clothing that I'll get rid of that I think I'll miss a lot that I never think about again. And then there's other items of clothing that for whatever reason just get lost or misplaced. And then I will think about them for years. Mm-hmm. Like there's still this long sleeve sweatshirt I had from college that I'll think about occasionally that I'm like, I have no idea where that went. Mm-hmm. Because you forget about it for a while, and then I saw a picture of me wearing it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that. Well, and then I was like, wait, where is that? Yeah. And then you realize you lost it. And
where do those things go? Where did the lost things go?
Really, though?
I feel like you were saying, like, I forget about stuff that I get, because I get rid of stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm like a chronic ridder of her. I like can't help but just purge constantly.
You have told me that before.
I've gotten better about it, but like, yeah, if I haven't worn something in like a month, I'm like, oh, I'll never wear this
month
again. Maybe a little long, maybe 6 months, but like legitimately
gosh.
and there's been years when I was younger and just stupider, and I would like be like, I never wear this shirt because it's like winter. And it's like a short sleeve or something, or vice versa, where it's like summer, and I'm like, ugh, like this long sleeve shirt, I never wear this. And it's like, because it's summer, you dingus. And so, but like, I legit like have gotten rid of stuff so willy-nilly and regretted it. And then I have to buy, well, I don't have to, but then I'm put in a position where I need certain things or want certain things, and then I kind of have to replace them if I really want them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll see pictures of me wearing stuff, and I'm like, I know that I got, like, it's not even, oh, whatever happened to that. It's like, I know that I got rid of that. And then I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Why did I get rid of that?
Get rid of that?
And it's like, just because like it kind of like lost its glimmer in my eye where I just loved wearing it. And I was just, all right, well, I'm not going to wear it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff kind of comes and goes. Like I've realized
really
like
does.
when you do keep stuff, like it does. And this is not a justification for you to hold on to your clothes for I feel like there's going to be people
problem
in the other camp. But
that
like I've realized
problem.
that like, oh yeah, this stuff, I haven't worn this in a couple of years, but held on to it for whatever reason. And like now I'm like, oh, interested in it again.
Yeah.
So I've gotten better about holding on to things. But I have been feeling like I want to go through my drawers again and get rid of some stuff, especially since now my day-to-day life looks so different than it used to.
Right.
Like when I was doing like just online school and childcare on like the occasion, all of my clothes are like comfy clothes, t-shirts, you know, like things. And now I'm working in an office, and so I have to have more office clothes, and I also wear my like t-shirts and comfy clothes less. And so I do feel like I could afford to pare down my comfy clothes a little bit.
Okay.
Just because I'm running out of drawer space.
Yeah.
So I do think I'm gonna have to get rid of clothes that I might like and wear, but just have other things that I could wear instead, and I just don't have the space for them anymore. So yeah, I'm excited about curating my wardrobe a little bit more, because I feel like I'm trying to hit a good balance of buying stuff I'll actually wear, keeping the stuff I buy, and not just throwing everything out as soon as I stop wearing it for a second. Because that's the other thing, is I also have such like new clothes blindness. I don't know who I was talking to. I feel like I was just talking to somebody at church about this. But like our engagement photos, I am wearing like a $15 t-shirt dress from Target that is not ugly, but it's not an engagement photo shoot dress, but it was because it was new. I had just bought it, and I was like, yes, I love this dress. I want to wear it for my engagement photos. And I look at those, they're really cute photos, but like, I'm like, why am I wearing that? Like, why did I choose actively to wear that? And I just like,
okay.
Chris's dog is getting caught up in my computer cord.
Good girl.
But yeah, like I feel like I do that where like I'll look at, specifically with my engagement photo shoot, but I do it all the time in all things, where I'll like look at photos of myself and I'm wearing something that is not appropriate or not as dressy as I think it is. That's the other thing, is I buy something with like buttons and I'm like, this is dressy, and like I'll wear it somewhere and I'm like,
soiree.
Yeah, that's like so casual, but in my head I'm like, it's new, it's got buttons, it's fancy, and I'm like, my brain just, my threshold for fancy is very low. And I've realized that I've dressed inappropriately for several different big things because it's like, you know, when your mom wears something and you're like, why are you wearing that, Mom? And you are like, oh, her brain is just different, you know, like she just is seeing things differently than me.
It's kind of like the older lady trend of like wearing those like zebra / like bedazzled / like butterfly shirts.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
and you're just like, number one, why do those even exist? And number two, why is there such a market for them?
Yeah, people wear those.
Yeah,
including my mother. She's worn less. Honestly, what's funny is she wore them more when she was younger, and now she like doesn't wear them as much.
Okay.
But like I have a memory of a couple distinct. She had one that was like coffee themed, and it had different like coffee cups on it and little brown sequins on it. Not sequins, little jewels, little brown jewels. But like, so she must have been like in her 30s and 40s when she was wearing it, because it's from my childhood that I remember that one. But she doesn't wear it anymore. Okay. And she's in her 60s now. So I'm like, she's kind of reverse.
Yeah,
like,
she's
doing that.
Benjamin Buttoning.
Yeah. But I just like, I've realized looking at photos and having that sort of outside perspective of like, I don't know how to dress really. Like, I don't know how to put clothes on my body. And the things I think look good don't actually look very good. Aww. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to curate a little more. You
have some really cute outfits, like when I see you on Sundays and stuff.
Well, I'm trying. I'm actively trying.
Okay.
To spruce things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I find that the things that feel like such a huge reach to me are things that people are really like, this looks so good on you. And it's like, oh, so like I should lean into those inclinations a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but things that are a little tighter fitting, things that I'm like, this is way too tight.
Yeah.
It's just because I wear garbage bag Billie Eilish t-shirts all the time, and so anything that touches my skin, I'm like, this is way too tight.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this actually like is what your clothing maybe is supposed to fit you like.
I feel that.
So I did just buy a shirt, and I'm like, oh no, this is way too tight. Maybe I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Before or after you leave. Well,
yeah.
That's not what I meant to say.
Not quite sure how that would work.
Guys, my brain just doesn't work anymore. I hit 27 and my brain was just like, we're going to start.
Clocked out.
Yeah.
Retirement.
25 is when it completed. 27 is when we closed for business. Minimal hours, skeleton crew.
Closed.
We had a good 2 years. And then
closed until further notice.
Yeah. No, but I was meant before
I leave?
Before you leave, I was going to say before or after we record, but we're already recording.
Yeah. Do you have a time machine?
Surprise. No.
Let it slip.
I knew that the I almost said the Kelseys, the Chiefs were going to lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Wow.
Although, do you know what I'm going to say?
I do.
Okay.
The outfit?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am psychically connected to Taylor Swift. We all know it. Okay?
We all know it.
We all knew this. And it's a little embarrassing how much I actually do, because I say it like it's a joke, but I do kind of actually believe it a little bit, and that's what's embarrassing.
Well,
I knew that I wasn't going to have time really, and not that it really matters, but I wanted to pick an outfit that would be good for church and childcare, but also for the Super Bowl party after church.
Yes.
So I picked a new pair of jeans that I have that are bejeweled, have little sparkles on them. Bejeweled. I'm not going to recreate that right now. I am trying to tell a story.
I know. Okay.
Go back and listen to
it's
our one of our
callback.
Yeah, one of our
first callbacks, I think.
Hey.
All right.
Anyway, so I wore a white t-shirt and a pair of sparkly jeans.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Also a callback. We have done that before. We have done.
I think it was like last week or the week before.
Anyway. So I wore that
white
to church.
And the bedazzled jeans.
So my whole point is that I chose this outfit at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
When I was getting ready for the day. And then Taylor Swift shows up to the Super Bowl.
Wearing what?
Granted, it is a little bit of a different take, but she can do what she wants because weather doesn't affect her, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
But she was wearing bedazzled shorts and a white tank top. And so, as neutral as those outfits are, I did feel a spark of connection that we were somewhat matching that day, and that I had been on the same mental wavelength.
The sparkly bottoms is what gets me as something is psychically connected there.
Because I could have picked my regular pants.
Yeah, and she could have picked regular pants.
She could have picked anything else.
Any
because she's been very, very consistently picking like black and red to go with like the Chiefs thing.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a lot of plaid. A lot of people guessed she was going to wear something plaid. Because yes, I do follow social media accounts that try to guess what Taylor Swift is going to wear.
I was going to say
events.
those exist.
They do.
I wonder if they have gambling based off of that.
Oh,
really?
Oh,
really?
You should. Okay.
Are you serious?
So there's a whole subculture, especially when the Eras tour was happening, and she would rotate different outfits. It's like, how much do you want to bet that she's going to wear the orange Evermore dress tonight or the brown Evermore dress tonight? How much do you want to bet that she's gonna have the blue set or the pink set for 1989?
Oh my gosh,
it's like a thing. It's like a full thing.
People bet actual money.
Yeah.
Do you think is there a actual platform for it? Or
yeah, I never got into that. It's not like exchanged over Instagram or TikTok, I don't think, at least not where I saw. And I never participated, but I did see it happening.
Wow. Also, I'm sorry. She's just like, now that we're recording, she's just on crack.
That's
cocaine.
Okay. Also, can we talk about the fact that you have so many shows to catch up on so we can talk about them?
I know.
Chris turned me on to 2 different shows and then has abandoned me. Chris showed me Yellow Jackets and she also showed me Severance. And I am ahead of her on both of those things.
Both of them.
And
okay, to be fair, I didn't know. I had no knowledge that the Yellow Jackets season was out currently?
It came out on Valentine's Day.
Oh, so recently.
It's been recent.
Okay.
Did I say I was ahead of you? I have not watched the 3rd season yet. So I'm just
we're
lying.
at the same. Yeah. What the heck? Okay.
No.
Intervention. What?
I haven't even finished season 2.
I thought that was how that was going. Because when you texted me last night and you're like, are you all caught up on Yellow Jackets? And I was like, the new season? Probably not. Or wait, I said that for Severance.
Yeah.
But same
you
thing.
said Yellow Jackets.
Okay, same thing for Yellow Jackets. I was like, oh, she must have watched the rest of season 2 because so sorry. The last I knew, you hadn't watched.
Oh, she's ripping up the couch. She's like a little flying pig sometimes, you know?
Stay off. She really is like a little flying pig.
Just when she's airborne, she gives me pig vibes.
Just a little sausage in the sky.
Yeah.
No. Off. Yellow Jackets.
Oh my gosh.
Menace to society. Okay, so you haven't even finished.
I haven't finished season 2. I forgot that I hadn't. I thought that I was caught up, but I just remembered that I haven't even finished season 2
because
yet.
I almost
my brother has. So I introduced my brother.
What?
So I introduced my brother to Yellow Jackets, and he's already finished with season 2 and started season 3.
That's how
and
you
he's
do it.
feeling the same way towards me that I'm feeling towards you, which is like, I have so much to talk to you about. Why aren't you finishing this?
Okay.
So I have some TV to watch. You know what? That's actually, Ian's going to a friend's house tonight.
Ooh.
So that's probably what I'm going to do is catch up on Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
But
I almost used the reference of what happened at the end of season 2 to ask you where I was, but then I was like, wait, no, I don't think she's watched it
That's why
yet.
I said something, is because I was like, what happened at the end of the season? And then I was like, I haven't finished yet. So yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so you need to catch up on season 2 and then season 3. I need to catch up on season 3 and season 2 of Severance.
Yes.
I have known that Severance is out, but Severance is the type of show where they leave you open-ended pretty much every episode.
Yeah.
So I just am a little impatient with that, even though that's how TV was like the whole entire time I was growing up, you know?
And they're also doing it the way that TV used to be, which is they're slow releasing it.
Yes.
They're not doing the entire season at once.
Yeah, exactly.
So episode 6. Were you and I just talking about this, or were Ian and I talking? Oh, no, it was you and I, where it's like you're not going to know what the last episode is until you watch it, and then they're like, this is the end.
Yes.
I mean, I guess we could find out. I bet they probably have told someone.
Do.
Have told.
They probably told someone. And that person probably posted it on Reddit. How many
episodes are in season 2? This is my new personality. Oh, there's gonna be 10.
Oh yeah, and they're on number 6
today. The 6th one came out today.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
So.
See, I just wanted to wait a little bit. I wanted to wait for some episodes to stack up so I wouldn't have to
The last day ends March 21st.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm. So I've got some TV to catch up on. And the reason I was thinking of that is I looked up at my wall and I saw my Narnia picture.
Oh.
And there is an episode of Severance in the new season that is very Narnia reminiscent. And I'm just going to leave that be as it will, because I feel like that...
Temptress.
There's no possible way that you could guess how it's like Narnia, but it is. And Ian and I were both like, this is just like Narnia as we were watching.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Okay, so...
If you know what I'm talking about, send a little
winky
emoji that has to do with the episode.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
In the chat.
Mm-hmm.
The Instagram chat.
In the Instagram chat.
I don't know.
Oh, man, yes. I just thought...
What are your guesses for season 2? What do you think is... What are your predictions, I guess, is what I should say.
It's been a while since season 1 aired and came out. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Because I remember you watching it when we were doing work days together, and you watched the episode with the goats in it.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh my God, look at these goats. And I was like, aren't you watching a show about like an office building? And she's like, yes, but look at all these goats. And I was so confused. And now I know what you were talking about. And Yeah, it came out a long time ago.
Okay, so in an effort to make accurate predictions, I'm gonna ask some details about season 1 because you just watched it.
Yes, I did.
So if you don't want spoilers, then just like skip forward.
Yeah, why are you listening to
PSA also, I do put bookmarks on all of our episodes in Spotify, so you can actually look at different or chapters. They're called chapters, so you can actually like scroll through and just click on them and it'll take you right to that point in the episode. So it's pretty nifty. So if we ever have spoilers or something, then you know where to click to and you can just click to the next chapter, and that works that way. Okay, so the biggest thing I remember is that Adam Scott, I forget his name in the show. Mark just found out at the end of season 1 that his wife, who was previously thought to be dead, is actually alive and is the therapist employed by the company that they work for. So they see each other at work, but when he goes home, obviously he like switches to his personal life and he doesn't remember that he sees her at work.
Right.
So that was like the big thing about that. And at the very end of the season, there was like a way they were trying to override the mechanism or the flip, and you don't know if he flipped back to like his unknowledge of the workplace, or if you don't know if his outside self realizes that his wife is still alive at the end of season 1. And also the redhead, what's her name? Helly, that's right. She was starting to smell a rat. I feel like from the outside. She actually like hung herself in the workplace, right?
Right.
Did she die or did they get to her?
No, they got to her.
Okay. So I feel like she was kind of starting to put some pieces together. And then there's the rogue guy that...
I feel like you don't remember a lot of things.
Well, he's like the hobo guy that supposedly worked for Lumen, but now he doesn't. Or he like knows the secrets. They like met in that garden house thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he like has these like weird like cryptic messages for Mark, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Are you sure you finished the season?
I did finish the season.
Okay.
Maybe I just like got so...
Because he dies like in episode like 3 or 4.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I think I
dies.
just got so stuck on Mark not knowing whether or not outside Mark knows that his wife
that
is alive
is
or dead.
like the last...
Just
that's
like,
the closing shot of the season.
and
is him going, she's alive! And then he does the little...
So good. It's
little
so
brain
good.
return thing.
Okay.
But no, so with Helly...
She was like figuring out that something was wrong, right? Or like
no. Well, that's the thing is it's very clear that something's wrong because she realizes that she's in the family that owns the company.
Yes.
She wakes up as her outie and she realizes that she's like this representative of like, see how great Severance is, and I'm an Egan. I'm part of this family and I think it's great.
Yes.
And that's so opposite of how Helly is on the inside.
Right.
And so she basically starts, so her outie is supposed to be making this speech for like all of the things, and so she goes up on stage and starts talking about, she's like, I'm an outie, or I'm an innie, and they're torturing us, and blah.
Yes. Okay, that's like like she was kind of whistleblowing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I was
So when you're like, oh,
to...
she's starting to smell a rat, I'm like, no, she's like literally screaming on a
like
stage.
Switch. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I forgot the switch happened like that fast, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I remember the part with like the weird ritualistic culty. It's like the prize they get for doing good work.
Oh yeah, the waffle party.
The waffle party, yes.
Well, that's because they keep talking about like, oh yeah, the waffle party. I love the waffle party.
Yeah.
And then Mark is like, I want to give my waffle party to Dylan G.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's more his thing anyway. Which like you don't think anything of. You're just like, oh, like he just likes waffles more.
Right.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
But then like he goes, and I'm the whole time you're so confused because he like walks through the courtyard and goes into the fake house they have inside, and you're just like, okay, he's gonna sit by himself and eat this plate of waffles. This is so weird. This is not a party.
Right.
And then these people wearing these masks come in, and it's like, what is
what is happening? Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
Was super weird.
And the owner or the like CEO girl of Lumen, what's her name?
Mrs. Cobell.
Mrs. Cobell. She's like becoming increasingly unhinged.
Yes,
as the season is progressing.
Very much so.
So I feel like with all of that being said, season 2, I believe there's going to be more of an overlap with the innies and the outies. And I think they're going to definitely evolve the storyline of Mark and his wife. I don't know how. I did see a commercial, and from the commercial, I got the sense that he knows it somehow, or...
Who knows it?
Like Mark.
Oh, like outside Mark?
I think so.
Okay.
Or maybe inside. I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell from the commercial, but
I want to tell you stuff so bad.
I saw the wife in the previews, and I'm like, okay, that's obviously going to be part of the storyline. And then I'm hoping that they elaborate on this waffle party, and we learn more about like what is Lumen's motive and why. Like, what are they really doing?
What are they do? Well, we don't know what they're doing. We don't even know what they claim to be doing.
Right.
They don't say what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm so confused by that.
It is weird, and it's very cerebral, but I love Adam Scott, and I think his acting is brilliant. I
Agreed.
also love Ben Stiller as a director. Mm-hmm. I think he does such a good job, and...
Honestly, like some of the shots and the way it's set up, it does kind of feel like Secret Life of Walter Mitty sometimes.
Yes.
In cinematography.
Very similar.
Wise, not storyline wise.
Right.
But I hadn't connected those dots until just now of like, oh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the setups are very similar.
But
and I like it.
More cool tones all around.
Yes. And a lot of like interesting wide shots. And like, I totally see that.
Yeah. So, and I think they're going to also do more with Dylan G. He's the one with the kids, right? Yeah. And I can't remember where we left off with Christopher Walken.
So the episode ends, the first season ends with like all of them getting switched over, and they're all kind of at this point of like not at a point. That's not what I meant. They're all at this climactic moment of like, so Helly's about to get tackled because she's giving this speech.
Yes.
And Mark is saying, she's alive, like running in the room. Dylan G he's not switched. He's the one holding the door open.
Right.
And then Irving is banging on Bert's door for unknown, just love reasons, I guess. Like,
love reasons.
There's, nothing to be done there.
Right.
But so he's just like,
okay.
Bert, and like,
oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And that's where he switches back over.
Okay.
So man, you gotta.
I think
everyone should be loved. Everyone is lovable. Christopher Walken has a face only a mother and Irving could love. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to believe Christopher Walken as this like love interest that like is propelling this story forward? And I'm like, who wants this? No one wants this.
No
but
one
I'm
wants
like,
this.
This is not a spoiler, but we do know from the first season that Irving's outie is an artist. And
that's right.
In the second season, he shows that he has been sketching Bert like on the inside, like during work hours and stuff. And so he like realized he can draw, so he like has started to sketch Bert because there's no pictures of him. And so he's just showing someone like this picture of Christopher Walken, and I'm like, that's not cute. Like it's just like, it's cute that he's doing it, but it's just like Christopher Walken is just a weird looking man. And when I'm like, oh, Christopher Walken, what's an ideal role for Christopher Walken?
Christopher Walken is a really good actor.
A gay oculator who's just a love interest for another guy.
He's a gay art curator.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I just was not expecting that out of that season.
The orangutan in Jungle Book live action.
Oh yeah, God, his track record's not great. You know what? He is one of the most like easily identifiable people.
Yeah,
in
by
the world.
face or voice.
So good on him.
Yeah,
he's made a brand for himself.
He really has.
Anyway, I love Dylan G. And
Is he your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do love him.
What do you love about him?
I love that he is so sincere but so blunt at the same time. And I think I could relate to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Of just like you know what he cares about and what he doesn't care about.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when he cares about something, he's really honest about it and is like, this is you. But like when he doesn't care about something, it's just like, no.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I just think it's hilarious. And I love him so much. Well, like he's willing to be... Anyway, never mind. I don't need to keep going into that. But I just appreciate people who don't just seem nice. They actually are nice.
Yes.
And I think that Dylan G actually is nice, even though he doesn't always seem nice.
I love that you're calling him Dylan G.
Yeah.
Because that's what they call him. But why do they call him that? Why do they use his... Oh, don't they use everyone's last initial?
Yeah.
Mark M? Is it Mark M?
S.
S.
Mark S. Irving B. And Dylan G. And Helly R.
Oh. Okay.
Which is a lie, because we know her last name is Egan.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I really debated on rewatching the whole first season.
You should. It's good.
But then it'd take me even longer to watch the second season.
But,
well,
on the plus side, it'll take you even longer to watch the second season. You can stretch out the joy.
That's true. Maybe I'll make Evan watch it with me. Maybe not. I don't know that he would enjoy that. What do you think about the name Irving?
I don't hate it.
Me either.
I knew someone with a cat named Irving one time.
Okay.
My friend Holly.
Oh, yeah.
But we called him Buggy.
Makes sense.
He had these really big eyes. So we called him Buggy. And Ian just called him Bug Eyes. That was my favorite thing is Holly called him Buggy or Bugaboo.
Okay.
And so I would call him Buggy.
Yeah.
And then Ian's like, hello, Bug Eyes. That was funny.
Okay. Also, just quick before we have to wrap up here, Evan and I have been watching through Star Wars because I've never actually watched all of them all the way through in order.
What a disaster.
I know.
Are you enjoying them?
They're not terrible, but they're also not. I don't understand
all the same hype. To me.
I really don't.
You watch one, you watched them all.
And I feel like they're very anticlimactic.
Yeah,
as far as storyline and stuff like that.
So agree.
Anyway, hot take. But we've been watching through them, and we just watched Phantom Menace, which has Lil Anakin. Oh, Annie, as they like to call it, is the boy
better known as
Jamie.
The little boy in Jingle All the Way.
I can't believe I never put those pieces together.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I have seen that image of little Anakin. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that was one of the more popular Star Wars lore things that I was aware of. Mm-hmm. And I've seen Jingle All the Way so many times, and I just never crossed over like, oh, that's the same kid.
Yeah.
So he was
crazy.
He was hustling.
Early 2000s were make hay while the sun shines time for him.
Seriously. So good.
Did you know that Keira Knightley is Natalie Portman's... I don't know what movie this is, so maybe you haven't gotten to it yet. But
Double?
Yeah, so there's a scene where there's like an assassination attempt or something.
Yes.
And so she's not just like, oh, she wasn't like... People think like, oh, she was her stunt double. She wasn't like a behind-the-scenes double. She was her double...
Yes.
Her character's double in the movie.
Okay.
And it was, it's Keira Knightley.
Okay, because
Oh, time to be real. Hold
on. I thought that it was Natalie Portman at first, but then she's Padme, quote unquote. And then they still have the Queen, but the Queen looks similar, but I was like, it's not Natalie because Natalie's standing right there beside her. But I was like, but they look so similar. And I couldn't figure out where the recognition was coming from. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. More you know.
They look similar.
They do.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay.
Chris 20 years later. Hey, that was a good call on their part. They did what they were supposed to do really well.
Props. Giving you my props.
Hey, I don't know if you realize this, but like they do actually look really similar.
Dear George Lucas.
Just wanted to let you know. I thought I'd point out this cool detail to you. What an Easter egg.
Even though Star Wars isn't yours technically anymore.
Well, it's still
just
George
wanted to
Lucas.
say, way to go, man.
That's so
that's
funny.
Great. Do we want to do a quick soup of the day?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like instant ramen.
But
instant ramen on a good day.
Yeah.
Like not in a like, oh, I've eaten crap or I'm sick or something and I'm eating instant ramen. I feel like instant ramen when it's just like, this is good. And you know what? Is it the best I've ever had? No. Is it going to fill me up for the rest of the day? Probably not. That's why I'm going to have a snack later. But for right now, this is pretty good. That's how I'm feeling.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Sometimes instant ramen does just hit the spot.
It really does sometimes. Your turn.
Let me think for a second. Cheesy broccoli soup.
Ooh, that's surprisingly good. Okay, I guess we haven't caught up emotionally enough lately because that's way better than I thought you'd be doing.
Really? That's funny.
Well, just when we pulled out earlier in the week, you were not doing so well.
Yes,
and we haven't really, like, I feel like had like an emotional talk yet
is,
today. We have been together for like 6 hours, but we haven't talked about anything emotionally.
We've only been talking about the important things, like Muffin Day.
Yeah.
And
we had to discuss Muffin Day.
Exactly. Yes, cheesy broccoli soup because I am loving my outfit today.
Ooh, those pants are cute. Are they new?
I did just get them at Forever 21.
They're cute.
Because, surprise, surprise, Forever 21 is liquidating a lot of their stores across the United States, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But they're filing for some type of bankruptcy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the
R.I.P. Forever 21.
The Forever 21 in the mall, when we went for Valentine's Day to watch the movie, they were pretty well looked through and like most of the store was like gone. But I found these pants. How much did I pay? Like it was ridiculous. It was like not much at all.
$4.
Or wait, no, I think I only got these pants and they were like $3.74. Yeah.
Actually, I remember exactly down to the penny how much I paid for these. Oh shoot.
Are you back on the
It's 12:59.
Yes.
I got to go back. All
okay.
right. Wrap it up.
Okay.
Your outfit is adorable.
Thank you.
And there was only the pants were only $3.74.
Yes, and I just feel super cozy and like just it's a good day. It's a broccoli cheddar soup day.
Sorry, I have to clock back. Bye.
Bye. Tuna says bye.